Hey, sixth graders. Welcome back. This is Coach Stroker, and I am just so excited about bringing you into my garage. So here I am. And again, I want to get really good at being really extra creative during times that are difficult. So all of a sudden, no opportunity to go into the showroom, no beautiful studios. Create it in your garage because it's all your choice. It's up to you. Okay, I want to hit you with 6 good messages today. I hope you like them, and I hope that your experience at BF so far is going really, I hope it's really challenging. Because every time it's challenging, you have a chance to grow. Every time it's a little bit difficult, your mind should just open up and say, yes, a chance to get better. Because you know it. As an athlete, all the time, we seek out the best teams to play against. We want the toughest workouts because we want to get good. So now when life throws you these little change-ups, these little opportunities of difficulty, stop looking around and going, oh no, say, oh yeah. All right, number 1, right up here, good, bad days. Now, there's a great golfer by the name of Rory McIlroy. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he's the best golfer. And he's coined the phrase, some days I play poorly well, PPW, or I have good, bad days. Now, what on earth does that mean? So if you're a golfer and you hit every ball right down the fairway, and put them up on the green and have a great day putting, you have good days. But great golfers, you know what they do? They score well when they don't play well. In other words, they have days at school that aren't perfect, but they ended up by having a great day. So how can you do it? So this is what McIlroy says. When I hit the ball into the rough, which has just been terrible, I chip on out. When I hit the ball into a tree, I just hit a good comeback shot. But you know what he does then? When he gets up on the green, he putts well to get a good score. So he might have 2 really erratic shots, hit 2 really poor shots, but then end up with a great putting round. And he scores well. He calls them good, bad days. So, how does this happen to you, for you at school? Well, you get a bad test grade. You might have a teacher that's on your back, like pushing you to really work hard. You might have a friend that walks past you in the hallway and doesn't acknowledge you. So it's kind of a bad day. But how can you salvage the round? How can you turn it into a good day? Well, you can't go putt out in the parking lot, but you can salvage it by doing something nice for someone else. Because no one can stop you from being a good person yourself. No one can stop you from holding the door just a little bit longer, or making an effort to be kind to someone, or passing a note to someone saying, you know what? I watched you yesterday, you did a good job. You can salvage the day by doing something that's in your control. And that's by doing a little bit for someone else. Have a good, bad day today. Go through the day, have a rough one, by salvage it by giving to others. It's in your control. All right, number 2, the great Trevor Moat. Now, you don't know Trevor Moat, but he works with all the top athletes in the world. And Trevor is their mind coach. In fact, he works with the great quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks, Russell Wilson. Now, here's what Trevor says. A lot of therapists, a lot of sports psychologists say that your mind can be in one of 3 places. Negative mind You know that mind. Complaining, find what's wrong with something. You're thinking about, you're not good enough. Negative mind. Then he talks about positive mind. Positive mind is, I know I can do this. I've done it before, I can do it again. Wow, what a great day. I'm so grateful. Hopeful. A positive mind. Or he said there's a third mind called no mind. And no mind is when we're in the flow state. When we're doing something, we're not thinking, we're challenged just enough, and we get lost. Time just seems to stop. But Trevor said there's another mind, and he calls it neutral mind. He said, guys, it's impossible when you've got that negative mind flowing to all of a sudden flip it into positive mind. He said it's impossible to all of a sudden be down in the dumps. You got a bad grade on a test. You had a bad situation occur with your friends. Your mind is flowing. And then right away, scoot it into, hey, come on, I'll get them the next time. Life is great. This is going to be terrific. He said, that's ridiculous. But take it into neutral mind. And what is neutral mind? Well, it's kind of like a yogi, kind of like a monk going, stop thinking. Bring the car into this neutral state where you're not overthinking. In fact, you're not even thinking. And just park right there in neutral. Get rid of the thoughts and go neutral, calm. And then, once you feel yourself in neutral, rid of those negative thoughts, then WCIDAI. WCIDAI. What? Let me go to my notes. What can I do about it? What can I do about it? What can I do right now that can take me back towards a positive state? So I'm in a basketball game. I shoot an air ball and my mind starts flaring. Bang, stop, go neutral. Go neutral, stop thinking. And now what can I do about it? Well, what can I do about it is let it go, play good defense, get on with the game, and be in the now. So practice that neutral mind. In my yoga classes, I like to take my practitioners into negative mind. Think about something you're worried about, thinking about something that you're really, upset about. Take yourself there. And then flip the switch and go, stop. Put it into neutral mind. Okay, I'm there. And now say those 6 letters to yourself. What can I do about it? All right, so that's a little something on neutral mind. All right, number 3, QBs and audibles. Adjust, adapt, and attack. So I'm watching the first weekend of the NFL, and I see all these great quarterbacks. I'm watching Drew Brees, watching Tom Brady, watching Jones from the Giants, and what do? They call a play in the huddle. They come up to the line of scrimmage. Blue 27, blue 27. And then what happens? The defense changes. All of a sudden, the defense switches from a slide weak cover 3 to a stack alignment, from a cover 2 man to a straight cover 3. They adjust. So what does the quarterback do? He doesn't go, hey, I didn't plan on this. Hey, what is this all about? You're not supposed to switch up on me. You see, athletes deal in the world of uncertainty. Athletes deal in all the time things changing. You don't know what pitch that pitcher's going to pitch when you come up to the plate. You thought it was going to be a fastball, but here comes a curve. You don't know. You were expecting an off-speed pitch and bang. Soccer teams, football teams, lacrosse teams, volleyball teams. It's always things are happening that you weren't predicting. So that's the world of uncertainty. So what do quarterbacks do? They get up to the line of scrimmage, then the change occurs, and what do? They call an audible, and they adjust, and they adapt, and then they attack in a new way. They don't blame and complain. They don't sit there and go, hey, you're not supposed to switch on me. That's part of the game, dealing with uncertainty. So the next time you are faced with a challenge, the next time you're like, oh no, I can't believe it, adjust, adapt, and attack. Hey, we've all had to do it in COVID-19 world. It takes a good quarterback like you to adjust and adapt and stop wasting time wondering about what it could have been or what it should have been, and be in the present moment and make your change. All right. Number 4, Bethany's mantra. Nigu. 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 Bethany's mantra. Nigu. So I love this story about 13-year-old Bethany Hamilton. And Bethany's in Hawaii and she's surfing. And she's a great young surfer. She really is. Terrific surfer. And you know, you probably have heard, may have seen the movie Soul Surfer. She's out there and all of a sudden, the worst of the worst happens. She's attacked by a shark. And that shark comes up and, terrible, attacks Bethany and actually takes off her arm. No arm. There's Bethany. Somehow she's brought into shore. Her dad tourniquets her up, rushed to the ambulance, rushed to the hospital. And she sits in her hospital bed. And she sits in her hospital bed for 22 days. For 22 days, they care for her. And she says, Nigu, Nigu, Nigu. When she feels like crying, she says, Nigu. She feels like throwing her right hand up and going, I quit life, it's too much. She says, Nigu. Well, 26 days after, Bethany loses her arm. Amazing thing happened. A lot of people walked out to the shoreline and looked at a little girl surfing 26 days after with her one arm. Her one arm surfing. Nigu. Nigu. N-E-E-G-U. Never, ever give up. Never give up. Because you're the one who decides to give up. Adjust your strategy. Change your mindset, but just nigu. Never give up. Because people like you, and I mean you, when tough times come, you get even better. Tough times never last, but tough people do. This whole COVID challenge, living in school with a mask on, having to be much more quarantined than you ever thought you were, is you being Bethany Hamilton, saying, you know what? You're not going to stop me. Bring it on, baby. Bring it on. All right. Number 5. Burn the boats. Burn the boats. Well, burn the boats is it's actually a 3-word pep talk that was given way back in the 1700s. And the great conqueror Cortez is on a mission with his 12 ships. And he's got 400 men, 12 horses, and 200 sailors. And he's out on this mission to try to take this land where all the riches have been held. And as he's on that mission, he looks around at his men, and he hears a lot of complaining, a lot of blaming, a lot of people verbalizing that this is going to be too much. Because actually, these people have held this land for over 400 years. And no army has ever overtaken it. So he hears this and he changes his strategy. Well, the boats come up to land. Everybody gets off the land. They're ready to go in there. And Cortez senses we could be in trouble here. We really could. And he brings all of his men together, brings them all together. And he gives a very, very powerful pep talk. He says 3 words. Burn the boats. The men look at him. They say, excuse me, sir? I must have misheard you. He says, go out there and burn the boats. Burn the boats. We're not going back when times get tough. We're not going back when it gets difficult. In fact, the only way we're going back is on their boats. So burn the boats. You see, what Cortez was saying is make it non-negotiable. Decide what you want and then WIT it, whatever it takes. Burn the boats. Stop with your complaining. Stop with your moaning. Stop with your excuses. There is none. You have no choice. Win or die. Funny thing happened that day. They won. Well, I had that same experience happen to me in kind of a different way. When I was coaching, I used to go down and watch a little school down in Bergen County called Bogota High School play. Bogota High School had a coach by the name of Jay Mahoney. And Jay Mahoney was an awful good coach. In fact, he's one of the winningest coaches in all of Bergen County history. And Jay had a magic secret. And the magic secret was something that he had in the stands. Because at the halftime of every game, Jay would walk off the court, and his teams may have been down 6, down 12, or up 3. But every time he walked off, his magic secret came out of the stands. And that was his dad. His dad came out of the stands, and he'd come out with a little card, a little index card. And he'd hand it to Jay. Jay would take the card, look at it, and then smile at his dad. That's it. Jay Mahoney won most of the games he coached because that little card. You know what that little card had on it? Had 2 people's names on it. One was the kid who was the leading scorer at halftime for the other team. Fabian Cortez, 16 points. The other name was the other team's leading rebounder, Jerry Jensen, 12 rebounds. That's all. Well, the great Jay Mahoney would come out in the second half, and invariably he'd end up in a new defense. Guess what the defense was? A triangle and 2. Well, I don't know if you know much about basketball, but a triangle, the 3 people in a triangle are in a zone. The other 2 players play face-to-face on their other 2 players. One person, Jay would put on the top scorer. And one person he'd put face-to-face, not allowing the rebounder to ever get another rebound. Well, Jay Mahoney's dad was a genius. He just said, Jay, stop. Stop the 2 things that are keeping you from winning the game. Jay, focus in on 2 things, the best shooter and the best rebounder, that are going to keep you from ending up winning this game. And that's just what he did. Well, what are the two things in your life that are stopping you from being your best self? What are the two things that you've got to do a little bit less of, or just downright, like burn the boats, stop doing? Is it complaining? Is it thinking negatively about yourself? Is it walking around comparing yourself to other people? Is it getting up late in the morning and showing up to game time, school, not ready to play? Are you talking about other people? Are you spending a lot of time, too much time, playing a lot of video games and not doing your game called school? Hey, what are the two, not 22, not 102, but the two things that you got to stop doing? And all of a sudden, you'll end up winning your game at the end of this first quarter. All right, finally, number 6. Stands for action. Stands for kindness. Well, hey, I don't know what you stand for. I'm not so sure what you believe in. But if you're at Benjamin Franklin Middle School, and I'm in your face here, BF stands for kindness. It stands for people who have been there for years and years and years, who stood for being kind to people and giving more than what they were expected to give towards others, looking out for, taking care of, caring for, and loving others. That's what BF stands for. It's a school that stands for kindness. It's a school that should be changed from BF to KBF, Kindness BF. Because that's what it is. But, kindness is an action word. Kindness is an action word. As Yoda said to Luke again, Luke looks at Yoda and goes, Yoda, I'll try my best. And Yoda said, there's no such thing as try. It's either do or do not. What does it take to be kind? What are the action steps that you can take to reach out of your own self, get out of your own ego, and just do a little bit today? Just do a little bit, a lot. From when you wake up in the morning, from when the day ends at night, what have you done today, you, that is an act of kindness that makes BF not only stand for kindness, but live in a kindness culture? During these tough times of COVID, it's very easy to think about yourself and what you're missing. It's very simple to go back inside of you and say, what am I not getting here? But every single day, you can think, well, what grades am I going to get? What rewards am I going to get? What are you going to give me if I get through this? What are you going to give? What are you going to give? Every day we say it, show up. Show up for others. Every day be brave. Get outside of yourself and do something for others. Every day we say be kind. Kind like the great Jimmy Grasso was. Teacher at BF, died of pancreatic cancer now almost 2 years ago. Jimmy made a living being kind, and you can too. And then smile. because you have a chance to do these things. And even though there's a lot of things out there trying to steal your peace, you decide to keep it. I hope you have a great, great day. I hope you have some good, bad days and make them good, bad by giving. I hope you integrate neutral thinking when that mind is swirling around with negative thoughts. Flip on that neutral thought base, and then just say, what can I do about it? I hope you call the audibles, and when uncertainty hits, just adapt, adjust, and attack. I hope you use Bethany's mantra, Nigu, never ever give up. And I hope you burn your boats, get rid of those 2 things in your life that might be holding you back from your best quarter. And then finally, be kindness. Don't say it. Be it. Be someone. When people walk past you, that is what they see. A kind, caring, loving person. Have a great, great day. Thanks for being here with me. I love you guys. Stay strong and enjoy.